McCardell, what a difference he's made this year. And that Tampa Bay offense, people say it's not living up to that defense, but you know that defense has scored 4 touchdowns this year, Dan.
It has scored 4 touchdowns for Keyshawn Johnson. Derek Brooks actually scored a lot more touchdowns you have in the last 2 years. So we're not talking about rings or nothing else. Gruden, actually, like I said earlier, they're playing to their strengths. Their strength is defense and special teams. They got to continue to do that.
Hey, Carl Williams averaging almost 12 yards per punt return. This could be a factor in the game. This guy could pop one today.
Hey, you know, that Tampa Bay defense has as many touchdowns as the Cincinnati defense.
You know what? I have my
each.
Cincinnati helmet here. They are going to win today. I'm guaranteeing it so much that he's going to be wearing my jersey.
Did you accept that?
That thing is making me itch.
Did you accept the bet?
No response.
Yeah, he did.
How about my bling bling, man? How about my bling bling?
Right here on CBS.
Bling bling. Here.
Here in Tampa, everything's high humidity, high temperature, high hopes as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 4 consecutive wins, take on the Cleveland Browns. And this defense for Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers have found the touchdown treasure chest.
Well, great defense in this town, Dick, is nothing new, but boy, have they gotten off to a fabulous start, led by Derek Brooks. Already 4 interceptions on the season, and 3 times already he's returned them into the end zone for touchdown. And of course, always it starts up front with Warren Sapp, the most active and probably, Dick, the loudest defensive tackle in football.
And for the Cleveland Browns, our quarterback Tim Couch angrily challenged the Cleveland fans last week, has a chance to prove his point today against one of the toughest defenses in the entire NFL.
No, it's not a country club. It's a workplace like none you've seen before. Is it really as good as it looks? No, it's better. 60 Minutes tonight.
Emmy Award winner Brad Garrett is Gleason. Premieres CBS tonight.
Quarterback Brad Johnson for Fitzgerald Auto Malls.
I came to Tampa Bay to play for a winning team. Buy your next vehicle for the winning team at Fitzgerald Auto Malls.
Now at Fitzgerald's on a 2003 Subaru Forester, delivered price from $23,999. Or a 2003 Subaru WRX, delivered price from $22,917. Financing as low as 4.5% APR up to 60 months.
Fitzgerald Auto Mall, just north of Countryside Mall on US 19. I'm glad I bought at Fitzgerald, and you will be too.
Public education is my passion. Let me tell you what I'm hoping to accomplish over the next 4 years. First, a command focus on reading, with better training for teachers and better rewards for the hard work they do. We'll end social promotion, raise standards, and use fair testing to measure progress and push the system to excel. It won't be easy, and it won't be cheap, but nothing is more important to our future. I need your help to do it.
Jeb Bush, Leadership on Education.
See your Toyota dealer for great October deals.
Obviously, the new Silverado is here. Silverado, the truck from Chevy.
The NFL's on 10. Enjoy it. We do.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
You know, I've laid it on the line for this team and this city. And for him to turn on me and boo me in my home stadium is a joke.
Cleveland's Tim Couch, injured in his own end zone, heard derisive cheers from his own fans. In Tampa today, number 2 remains number 1. Backup Kelly Holcomb is injured. So supported by his coaches and teammates, Couch's critical test today is against the NFL's meanest defense. The Buccaneers have manhandled 4 consecutive opponents, 4 straight wins. New head coach John Gruden's offensive promise has been upstaged by a touchdown parade on defense. The Bucs and Browns are next. The Cleveland Browns aim to end the 4-game winning streak of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Keyshawn Johnson has a new wide receiver teammate, Keenan McCardell. That makes Keyshawn less of a wanted man, and that makes Keyshawn happy.
Subway presents Fresh Starts, a glance at teams looking to turn heads this season. Subway, eat fresh. Broncos head coach Mike Shanahan might be an offensive guru, but his team has been winning with the AFC's top-ranked defense, as quarterback Delta O'Neal returned an interception for a score in a win over the Chargers last Sunday. Rookie quarterback Patrick Ramsey might be the offensive answer for the Redskins, as he threw 2 touchdowns in a victory over the Titans.
Your turn. Hey.
Hold on. Guys, come on. You've been eating this stuff 6 nights in a row. I thought hell week was over. Let's go to Subway. Something hot, something fresh made. Anything but round and greasy.
How about a hot, mouth-watering Dijon horseradish melt on Monterey cheddar cheese bread? Or a delicious hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki?
Jim, thanks, man. Football season's back, and so are Subway's 32-ounce trivia cups. Upsize your fresh value meal and grab one today.
Cleveland will take the kickoff at first down to Bonnie Bernstein.
All right, Dick Butch Davis said he played part coach, part shrink for Tim Couch this week, but he said, I really think my quarterback is developing that I'll show you mentality. Couch, that concussion last week, the 3rd of his football career, so for the first time ever, he will wear a custom-made mouthpiece on his bottom teeth. Couch, well aware his starting center today, by the way, is a rookie, Melvin Fowler, facing that defensive line featuring Warren Sapp for the Bucs, and of course linebacker Derek Brooks, who said, you know what, we definitely plan on adding to Tim Couch's problems, Dick.
All right, Bonnie. It is the test for Couch, but Butch Davis said he thinks he's got a tougher quarterback through the experiences of this past week. He said he's had 4 years. You're coddled as a high school, a collegiate, even a pro starter. You finally have one of those days where the fans get on your back. How well can you handle it? Well, Cleveland will get the ball first. We'll see Couch. Martin Gramatica to the end zone, and Andre Davis, the rookie from Virginia Tech, takes it out to the 20, maybe 22-yard line before he's toppled by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by Jack Golden. Tim Couch played his college ball at Kentucky, the first player selected in the '99 draft, and his numbers this season, 64.8%, but only 4 touchdown passes. They want more production in that regard from him, and there are his numbers last week when he accepted in a very difficult manner the boos and the cheers. It wasn't the boos that got him, it was the cheers when he was injured.
Well, I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt. He'd been suffering from a concussion. He was knocked out of the game. Imagine the feelings running through a concussed head in the locker room. I think you got to forgive him for just about anything he had to say.
I absolutely agree. Jamel White is the running back, and he gets only a couple yards into the arms of Shelton Quarles, the middle linebacker of these Buccaneers. And here's the starting lineup for Couch and the Cleveland Browns. Up front, it's Verba and Stokes. Melvin Fowler, his first National Football League start. O'Hara and Tucker completes the offensive line. You just saw Jamel White, the second-year running back from South Dakota. Morgan and Johnson, the wideouts. Mark Campbell and Aaron Shea, 2 tight ends, although Shea really is an H-back. William Green, the #1 draft pick of the Browns. Number 31 now, the tailback behind Couch on 2nd down and 8. Underneath, incomplete, right through the hands of Aaron Shea. He was wide open. So 3rd down and long for Couch, and here are the Buccaneers. They'll dig in on that 3rd and long. Spires, the amazing Warren Sapp. McFarland may be almost as good, and Simeon Rice is a big playmaker. Singleton, Quarles, and Brooks, 3 touchdowns with interceptions this year for Brooks. Kelly and Barber on the outside. Jackson and Lynch. Lynch with a bad knee does start at safety. Jamel White back in with Couch in the shotgun. 3rd and long. Down the middle, complete, and a first down at the 36-yard line, as Couch really drilled that one into the center of the defense to Dennis Northcutt.
Well, if anything, this is exactly what Tim Couch needed on the very first possession of the game, was to receive good protection. Look at his vision downfield. Dennis Northcutt just hooks, stops, and look at that. Couch delivers a spiral right to him. That was well done by all 11 members of the Browns offensive unit.
First down at the 37. with Shea in motion, and then the give to William Green. They're hoping this kid from Boston College will get on track. He's averaging only 2.2 yards a carry, but offers great promise.
Well, you can't do a Tampa Bay game without wanting to watch number 99, Warren Sapp. There he is right in the middle of your screen, working to the inside against Ryan Tucker. But it's the reaction. It's the way he's able to separate himself from a blocker. Warren Sapp rides the blocker, looks at the ball carrier, and when he chooses, he discards the blocker and works his way back to make the tackle. That's the way it's supposed to be done.
2nd and 8 with William Green in the backfield, and on a delay, Green tries to get outside and is tackled at the 41 by Derek Brooks. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Well, if there's an issue with the Cleveland Browns, Dick, it's to somehow get William Green to bust loose. When you run the ball 44 times, as he has coming into this game, and you haven't yet cracked the century mark, that's a woeful 2.2 yards per carry average. Somehow, from a confidence standpoint, for a feeling that, yes, I really do deserve to be in the NFL, the guy needs to really bust loose. And the Browns and their fans hope it's today.
Jamel White in the backfield now. Couch under pressure, and he's going to have to throw it away. Closest was Jamel White, the running back. Simeon Rice applying the pressure. And that's where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been shining on 3rd down. They have allowed only 5 of 32 3rd down conversions.
Well, Simeon Rice is really pretty well blocked by Ryan Tucker. It's not until Tim Couch works his way out of the pocket to the right that he actually comes into the territory where Rice was. He just found nobody downfield. Credit the Bucs secondary.
Gardocki to kick. Carl Williams inside the Tampa Bay 20-yard line.
What a
beautiful spiral. And it bounces into the end zone, and that will bring Tampa Bay out for their first offensive possession at the 20-yard line. 59 on the punt, 39 net for Gardocki. We're underway in steamy Tampa, Florida.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Thank you, Detroit! We love you!
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by October 24th.
You are now free to move about the country.
Wait until you hear this. This is so cool. Stop. Wait a minute. Cool? Cool. Cool is why my son needs new sneakers every month. Cool is why my daughter's hair is green and her boyfriend has a bolt through his nose. Cool costs me money. Cool. You were saying?
This online purchasing system could save us millions.
Millions? Cool.
This is big. This has never been done before flavor. Introducing new KFC Honey Cajun Wings with a kick of Cajun spices and a touch of honey. Right now, get 8 for only $2.99 or 20 for $7.49. Or get Honey Barbecue Wings for the same price. Hurry. New Honey Cajun Wings and Honey Barbecue Wings from KFC.
Breaking news from Midas. Right now, get guaranteed lifetime brake pads or shoes for just $39.95, and you'll never have to buy brakes again for as long as you own your car. Next stop, Midas. Lifetime brakes, $39.95, only at Midas.
CBS Monday. Sometimes a kiss is just a kiss, and sometimes it's murder.
Why kill a guy who's running from the scene?
Therein lies the rub, my friend.
It's the biggest cover-up you'll ever see.
That's one way to bury your past.
The smash hit series, CSI Miami, CBS Monday.
And now back in Tampa, we go to our weatherman, Dan Deerdorf.
Well, as a player, I will tell you, the players are thankful that they're playing on a natural grass field, because as you saw that thermometer hovering near 100, it would have been 20 degrees higher if this was some sort of an artificial field.
As the Buccaneers start from the 20, and Brad Johnson throws to Mike Allstott, the fullback, for 5 yards. On his first catch of the day, Dalen McCutcheon from the corner makes the tackle. Brad Johnson, who played here in the state at Florida State, out of Black Mountain, North Carolina, and his numbers are just about his career numbers. He's nearly 62% lifetime. Last week in the Atlanta win, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Yeah, when your defense is scoring all those touchdowns, you don't have to offer too much. Just protect the ball. 2nd and 5. Michael Pittman, who played at Arizona for the past 4 years, is the tailback, and he gets the call, staggers, and falls forward to a first down at the 32-yard line. Brad Boyer down low to trip him up.
Well, this offensive line now of Tampa Bay welcomes back Kenyatta Walker, the right tackle, and this goes right off right guard. And look at the surge there. Cozy Coleman, the right guard, Jeff Christie, the center, did an excellent job of blocking at the point of attack. But there's Kenyatta Walker there, number 67, their number 1 draft choice of a year ago, who's been bothered by an ankle for the last couple weeks.
And on first down, they spread him out. Empty backfield behind Johnson. Under pressure, throws quickly to Pittman. Pittman breaks another tackle down the sidelines. Will they catch him? I don't think so. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Oh, they drag him down at the 4-yard line. Finally, Devin Bush denied the touchdown after a 64-yard play.
Well, it's a 64-yard play on a 1-yard pass. Why? Because of the missed tackle right there by Dalen McCutcheon. A 1-yard pass from Brad Johnson to Michael Pittman almost goes the distance. They say missed tackles are killing us. Well, that's exactly right. That's big plays and missed tackles have been haunting the Cleveland Browns, and there's a prime example.
Pittman gets a breather. Mike Allstott now at the tailback. 1st and goal at the 5. And it's Allstott up the middle. Bowling his way to the goal line. And no signal yet. Stopped just shy of the touchdown. Devin Bush again down low to not allow the score.
Dick, how fitting is it that Mike Allstott from right outside the power football. Look at the body lean. Look at the shoulder pads. Look how low he gets him to the ground. You go to tackle Allstott. Look at this from right here. You're going to go tackle him. What do you see? The top of his helmet and the number 40 on the top of his shoulder pads. Earl Holmes gets in there, but boy, that's not much of a target.
2nd and goal. Guess who? Allstott. Diving, leaning, touchdown.
Now, I've seen some leaps before. And that's not one of the best. He gets the big E for effective. But old Mike Allstott right there didn't exactly vertical leap about 4 feet into the end zone.
He didn't dunk, but he got it in the hole. He scored. So 6-0 Tampa Bay on the semi-leap and long lean of the fullback Allstott. All set up by the Johnson to Pittman 64-yard run and pass. Martin Gramatica. Adds the extra point. It's 7-0 on an 80-yard drive and 5 quick plays. And one of the most popular guys here in Tampa Bay, Mike Allstott with a capper.
Game day kicks off in the dawn's early light. Work behind the scenes to get it right. From the pigskin makers to the hard hat men, the special teams and the big game plan. This is for the people who never play it down, but really make it rock when the game's in town. This bug's for you, and you and you and you. This bug's for you.
It's a new thing for me, so I'm easing into it. I just switched about 3 months ago. I've been working on Windows for 10 years. I've been working on Unix for 7, and I've hated Macs my entire life. The new Mac OS is the bomb. I never thought I'd say that either. Everybody in my office is like flabbergasted. My OS 10 has never crashed once. I'm really impressed that they finally decided to make a, jump into the future with a modern operating system. I got one computer, I do it all on my Mac. My name is Gianni Jacklone, and I'm an IT director.
With our advanced VTM four-wheel drive system and 240 horsepower engine, you can leave the distractions of modern society behind.
Hey, where are you going?
I'm gonna go watch a DVD.
Or not. Introducing the Pilot, built by Honda.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. Budweiser, delivering beer at its best with a crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. And by Honda, the all-new Accord from Honda. It's more Accord than ever.
And welcome back to Raymond James Stadium. 65,000 sellout. And they get a chance to cheer early on the quick drive and the long run. 64 yards, the longest reception by Pittman in his career.
What's this look by Martin Gramatica here? He's wearing a pair of shorts and his knee socks pulled up over his knees. That's not a real attractive look, but an effective kicker.
Andre Davis, perhaps mesmerized by the new look from Gramatica, lets it kick through the end zone for the touchback.
Well, one more look at Mike Allstott. We've got a flag. We'll take a peek at what the flag is here first before we go back and look at the touchdown as Tom White and the crew huddle up.
Called at the 15-yard line of Cleveland.
Tom White, one of the most capable referees in the NFL, and as you can see, he's been doing it for a long time.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 38 on the receiving team. After the play was over, the penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal line. It'll be a first down for Cleveland.
Well, Cleveland has no number 38 on their roster. There's the touchdown by Mike Allstott. He never does get into the end zone, but he's able to reach over. Watch it. He looks like a guy sliding into second who comes up about 2 feet short and then reaches out and touches the bag.
Safe.
That's what Mike Allstott did. He leaped, but he came up a little short, but because he wasn't on the ground, he just reaches the ball in across the plane, and it's 6.
Couch and the Browns start deep at their own 10. Give it to William Green. And Green meets a crowd of Buccaneers spearheaded by Shelton Quarles and Greg Spires. This Tampa Bay defense has scored 4 touchdowns this year and have allowed only 4 touchdowns.
And that makes John Gruden very happy. And, of course, I think everybody's well aware of the fact that Tampa Bay paid dearly to get John away from Al Davis and the Raiders. And the buzz in the West Coast here, they're more than happy. The West Coast of
They're
Florida,
happy in the West Coast of California, too.
Well, Al Davis certainly has to be happy in his bounty.
They give this to Jamel White, and White, again, with a greeting party of Buccaneers, and Quarles has been in on almost every tackle here early.
Well, the Buccaneers, I know here, are in Tampa Bay, but a lot of people think that it was Al Davis who was Blackbeard in this, in this move. 2 number 1 draft picks, 2 number 2s, and $8 million in cash for John Gruden.
And that number 1 for Oakland this year is Philip Buchanan, who's already paying rich dividends.
And I think that Al Davis would tell you right now that Bill Callahan is doing a pretty good job in Oakland with the Raiders right now. That's a lot to pay.
3rd and 7 for Couch. Good protection, and he finds the opening and fires it to Dennis Northcutt. Northcutt, who played at the University of Arizona, and only 16 catches this year, but 4 for touchdowns.
Well, and 8 of those 16 came last week in that dramatic come from behind almost win against the Baltimore Ravens. And here's Warren Sapp. They moved him time to go against Ryan Tucker, and you see that right there. That's called a chip block by Jamel White, where the back, before he releases, chips the defensive end, hits him with his shoulder pad, and stops his progress. That was well done by White.
Couch, the quick out is complete to Quincy Morgan, and Morgan out of bounds with a catch after a gain of 5. 7-0 the score here. Tampa Bay leads. What do you have for us, Jim Nantz?
All right, well, Dick, we've got an early score at Indianapolis, and here it's Peyton Manning to Marcus Pollard. The Ravens have come back to kick a field goal. 7-3, Colts first quarter. Let's go back to Tampa.
All right, Jim. As the Cleveland Browns, it's been a bizarre season from the very first game. You can make a case for them being 5-0. But 2-3 is the reality of it all. On the reverse, Morgan skips out of a tackle and then is drilled by Shelton Quarles. Number 53, Quarles, traversing this field, and he's the man slow getting up.
And I'll tell you who else was a little slow getting up was Tim Couch, who was caught right in the middle of all that. Quarles is still on the ground, but Tim Couch is going to go out in front here and try to be a lead blocker, and he's a little too close for the action. Tim Couch was caught in that. Watch, let's follow Couch as he goes across. He's going to come back in and try to throw a block. And he down there, and he got hit again. And Tim, look at him lie there. Ooh, that's scary for the Cleveland Browns. Josh Booty is their backup quarterback with Kelly Holcomb out.
Yeah, they're more than thin at that quarterback spot.
In car 1. Go for 1. Looks like we got some uninvited visitors flying in from the west.
Looking for a little preview, huh?
Better come on in and cover up that car right now.
Roger that. I'm at the third turn. I'm coming in.
Introducing the much-anticipated all-new Accord from Honda.
What's that doing out here all by its lonesome?
In the middle of the ocean,
It's a Porsche.
a salvage crew is about to discover a world beyond our own.
I know all of this isn't real.
We have to get out of here now.
We're all trapped here.
Ghost Ship, rated R, starts Friday, October 25th.
Je t'accroche du regard, tu t'avances vers le pas. 3, mais il est déjà trop tard. Va pas croire au hasard. 4, tu m'allumes le clan. 5, je t'accroche du regard.
CBS Tonight.
Did you ever think that you would be married to a movie star?
See how Jackie Gleason took every chance.
Honeymooners.
Bus driver yelling at his wife for 30 minutes?
I think it's a big mistake.
To create one of the greatest shows of all time.
Maybe you're the greatest.
Emmy Award winner Brad Garrett. Gleason, a world premiere movie, CBS Tonight.
Cleveland. Couch. Deflected, intercepted by Rondé Barber. He fumbles. And a scramble at the 31-yard line. And it's Tampa Bay's ball. Rondé Barber, and that touchdown spirit of this Buccaneer defense. He had his eyes on the goal line. And Andre Davis, with his speed, able to get him from behind.
Wow, the 12th interception of the year now for Tampa Bay. What a group this is. All right, let's watch this from behind. We ought to get a. Oh, this is where Shelton Quarles got hurt on the play before. You see him, number 53 there from the left of your screen as he tries to come in. He did end up walking off the field after that hard collision. And he, of course, was not on the field for that interception by Barber.
So 7-0 in Tampa Bay with another turnover. Start at the 31 of the Browns. Brad Johnson, a pump fake. Plenty of time, throws it away. Todd Yoder was in the area.
All right, let's go ahead and roll the all-22 here, and we'll get a good look. The intended receiver there right in the middle is Andre Davis, and you can see that he's just being mauled right at the 40-yard line as with outstanding coverage, and the ball goes up in the air. One more time. And the folks from Cleveland are thinking that John Lynch got there a little early on Andre Davis, but it looked like pretty good coverage by the all-pro safety.
2nd and 10. This is Pittman cutting back and dropped after a 1-yard gain as Earl Holmes, the ex-Pittsburgh Steeler, the biggest pickup in the offseason by the Cleveland Browns, makes the tackle. Let's check the starting lineup offensively for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here they are up front. Oben, a former Brown, Jenkins, Christie, Coleman, and Walker returning to the starting lineup with Michael Pittman, the ex-Arizona star. Mike Olstad has the touchdown. Johnson and McCardell, 2 keys, Keyshawn and Keenan, and Ken Dilger, the ex-Colt tight end. Aaron Stecker, the running back, the throw out of the backfield, complete to Ken Dilger, the tight end, has a first down inside the Cleveland 20. Tackled by Corey Fuller and Brad Boyer.
Well, Ken Dilger, always a big target, a favorite in Indianapolis of Mr. Manning, and why not? Because after a ball is received, there's what he does with it. He's not one of those fall down guys, not a head for the sideline guy. Why would you when you're that big? Ken Dilger is a guy that turns upfield, and a really good offseason free agent acquisition by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Pittman and Olstad in the backfield as Johnson looks to the end zone. Incomplete to Keenan McCardell. McCardell, who caught his 600th pass last week at Atlanta, and Keyshawn Johnson his 500th career reception.
Well, McCardell is open. The ball just a tad overthrown. Keenan McCardell was in motion and then ran from the slot position in a seam route right down the middle of the field. And if Brad Johnson could have taken just a skosh off that pass, that would have been a Buccaneer touchdown.
2nd and 10. And this is Keyshawn in motion, and Johnson over the middle, complete fumble, and it's covered by Earl Little of the Cleveland Browns. They're going to call that an interception. There wasn't contact or control long enough for it, but Little nevertheless comes up with a loose ball. That's what's really important to the Browns.
Well, Keyshawn Johnson running a really shallow pattern. Boy, does he get hit.
I love playing two-hand touch, eating way too much, watching my team win with the Twins. I love quarterbacks eating dirt, pom-poms and short skirts, fans who won't quit, and those Twins. And I love them too. Here's the one more.
The Mazda Protege 5. It's the only car to score a perfect 10 in Car and Driver's Fun to Drive category.
If you've got a burning hunger, you'll fall for Applebee's Fire Grilled Favorites.
I fell into a burning ring of fire, went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Applebee's Fire Grilled Favorites. Eating good in the neighborhood.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service. And by Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar. Eating good in the neighborhood. Applebee's.
For Butch Davis's Browns, a big interception by Earl Little, his first of this year, after Tampa Bay had picked off a pass and looked to be driving for a 14-0 early lead. Now Warren Sapp and company go to work. John Gruden said he's been with 5 teams, but he's never seen anyone work any harder than this man, Warren Sapp.
Well, Warren works at trying to get the crowd into the game. He did it last week in their game, and right before he made a big play against Atlanta with the interception, the same kind of enthusiasm, trying to get the crowd to be the 12th man. Only in Atlanta he was on the road doing it. That's what kind of bravado he has.
No play. At the 18-yard line, usually the false start signal from the referee. No play.
False start. Number 81, offense, clinches prior to the snap. The 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
Well, this is being ruled an interception. That Keyshawn Johnson never had complete control of the ball. You see it there, and there's the hit by Darren Hambrick, and puts a shoulder pad right on the football, and it bounces right to Earl Little, who's playing today for Robert Griffith, who's out with a shoulder injury. So Earl Little in the right place at the right time.
Couch to White, and White hit immediately at the 19-yard line, a gain of 6. Rondé Barber on the coverage. We talked with Jamel White, delightful young man out of South Dakota. His home is in California in Palmdale, and walk-on in college at South Dakota. He was a draft by the Seattle Mariners. He said, I never played baseball, but I had enough skills. They picked me for the instructional league, but then I saw how that fastball moves around a lot. I didn't like that much. I thought I better stick with football.
And you saw his height there at 5'9". Very proud to be a member of that 5'9" club.
Jamel White finds a hole, but not enough yardage for the first down as he's stopped shy of the 25-yard line. And it'll bring up third down and about 3. In his weekly NFL.com column, former Raiders coach Art Shell says that making a quarterback change in midseason is one of the toughest decisions a head coach has to make. Read more about it, NFL.com, or on America Online. Enter keyword NFL.com. 3rd and 4. 4 wides. And then the handoff inside, and the quick hitter Jamel White, and he's going to be close to a first down before John Lynch could come up to help out from his safety spot. Lynch playing in his 60th consecutive starting game in the NFL despite a knee injury, and when we talked to him 2 days ago, it sounded as if he wouldn't play today.
No, he was very limited in what he was able to do on Friday. He said, I just didn't move around well at all, and of course I think anyone who follows the National Football League knows that John Lynch is one of the toughest guys back there, but it's amazing that the really, really good players just seem to have the ability to heal better than the other guys.
It was a first down for the Browns. And William Green powers up the middle for a hard-earned 3 yards. We go on to Bonnie Bernstein.
All right, an update on Bucs middle linebacker Shelton Quarles. He got the wind knocked out of him. He is probable to return, Dick. They're just giving him some time to kind of get his wits about him. Somebody they definitely wanted back in the lineup. He's made a nice transition moving from the strong side to middle linebacker, coming into today, leading the Bucs in tackles.
He moved from outside to inside when Jamie Duncan left the Buccaneers as a free agent. A bit dazed by, that was a spirited tackle. He off to a great start in this opening quarter. Second down, and William Green again, and he just can't get anything more than 2 or 3 yards crack, although they're hoping with his speed and power that he'll be able to break one loose.
Well, he's really the guy that predominantly has been doing the hammering away between the tackles. And it's a consortium of things, Dick. It's not just William Green. There's a prime example. The blocking wasn't there. One time before on one of his carries, he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Running the football is a team effort. Unfortunately, too many times it gets dropped on the doorstep of the running back solo.
Yeah, well said. 3rd down and 5. 4 wide receivers. Couch way off the mark, and well, he should be, as John Lynch had his eyes on an interception. Now the Bucs defense has allowed just 4 touchdowns in 66 opponent drives this year. That's how smothering this defense has been. They'll get the ball back with less than a minute remaining in this opening quarter. Carl Williams stands at the 25. Chris Gardocki had a beautiful punt the last time, but it went into the end zone. Another spiral that Williams backs up to the 16. 25 and tackled at the 29. And with that a timeout, 36 seconds left in this opening quarter in Tampa, Florida, and the hometown Bucs lead by 7.
Mazda Protégé 5. It's the only car to score a perfect 10 in Car and Driver's Fun to Drive category.
Scusa,
cappuccino.
Okay, freeze. This is Jen, and she has the sudden urge to learn Italian. Who can help? The Italian Institute in Chicago. Carry on.
Hello. How do you say, hi, my name is Jen. Now be a good boy and come over here and sit on Mama's lap.
This is going to take a while. Now get the most minutes to use whenever. Introducing T-Mobile. Get more.
I had only really used PCs in my legal world. I was in the middle of doing a filing or something serious, and the computer would freeze up. And I just was tired of that. So when I was thinking about starting my own company, I thought I've got to be able to run the computers. So that's when I started looking at Macintosh. They weren't crashing. I wasn't losing documents. Now I have a little network of Macs. File share and do everything I need to do, and I can figure it out. I don't have to have an IT department. My name is Teresa McPherson, and I'm a lawyer.
This week, Dave's all new with Fake Hill, Samuel L. Jackson, former New York Mayor Rudolph Giuliani, Santana, and P. Diddy. Monday, don't miss Deborah Messing and Pink.
The younger teams of The Amazing Race take London by storm, but the middle-aged brothers could surprise them.
We're gonna kick some butt.
The all-new Amazing Race, CBS Wednesday.
Tampa Bay, the beneficiary of a 64-yard Johnson to Pittman pass, although a short pass. Pittman breaking a tackle to make the 64 yards, and that set up Mike Allstott's 1-yard touchdown plunge. That's a scoring. 36 seconds left in this quarter. Allstott in motion. Pittman behind that block and wrestled down by Dwayne Rudd.
Pittman, the ball carrier.
Well, Gerard Warren in the middle of that defensive line for the Cleveland Browns, #1 pick of the Browns last year out of the University of Florida. It's always fun when you talk to these players, Dan, and a great young player says, "Ooh, my idol, I'm in the same field with Warren Sapp. That's what I want to be someday."
No, you do like to rub shoulders with guys who really admire the men that came before, and you're right, Gerard Warren, he said, he's everything I'd like to be.
He's one of the many Floridians. 8 of the 11 Cleveland starters played their high school football in Florida. We'll return to Raymond James Stadium after this message and a word from your local station.
You guys okay here? Really into TVs? Then get into Best Buy, where right now all TVs $299 and up are on sale. Plus, if you purchase by November 2nd, you'll pay no interest for 12 months. That's interest-free payments on every TV, from digital to plasma, for 1 full year. Sweet. Best Buy. Go ahead. Turn on the fun.
It's real simple. I spend cheese with bees and drop it 90 grand. Ain't nothing for me. Pull your arms up, move from right to left. Got ladies running their hands across my face and chest. I said,
Pookie, T-Money, roll me out. Zoom in. See that right there? How'd they get there?
Yo, they said they was with you.
No. They said they were with you. I remember distinctly they said they were with you. Somebody better know something.
Smirnoff Ice Premium Malt Beverage. Intelligent nightlife.
The arm's still pretty strong, but sometimes the pain is even stronger. So I beat strong pain with strong medicine. I grab control with Advil. There are a lot of pain relievers out there, but doctors know that nothing, not Tylenol, not Aleve, nothing's proven stronger or lasts longer than Advil. Taking control and beating the pain, that's the ball game.
You have the strength to get rid of pain. Take control. Take Advil.
Eli Manning and Ole Miss crash into the tie as they continue their drive to be the best in the SEC West. A wild SEC showdown next Saturday on CBS.
7-0 Tampa Bay leading Cleveland here at Raymond James Stadium.
Well, big second quarter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now that's pretty dominant. That's pretty dominant. Of course, that last digit's going to be awfully small in any of the quarters with Tampa Bay, the way their defense has been playing.
Michael Pittman trapped in his backfield and dropped for a yard loss as Kennard Lang, another Floridian, played at Miami, leads the charge.
Another good free agent acquisition by the Browns. He came over from the Washington Redskins, and this defensive line of the Browns, one of their strong suits. And Dick mentioned here about all their starters from Florida. That's
actually can add to that list with the injuries. Earl Little starts, and he's from Miami of Florida. So 8 starters today.
Plus another 6 guys on the roster that are from Florida as well. Just non-starters.
Hot-bred of football talent, this state, as Johnson has to throw it away. He had Pittman in the flat and was about to get hit by Courtney Brown. Got rid of it.
Well, he's got a good look initially. The pocket looks pretty secure. Look at Brad. He's able to set up, look. That's plenty of time to get rid of the football. And I know that late, Courtney Brown gets in there and gets the hit, but normally you expect the pattern to be run and the ball to be released by that point in time.
Dennis Northcutt, a dangerous return man, has a touchdown this year against Tennessee. Comes up to field it at the 30. Has an opening. One man to beat. And the kicker, Tom Tupa, was able to get a shoulder on him, slow him down until help arrived at the 42-yard line. A 39-yard kick, 28 for Northcutt on the return. So Cleveland finally in Tampa Bay territory, trailing by a touchdown.
The 200 horsepower Chrysler Sebring convertible. Now from Chrysler, our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, because love is a commitment.
KFC introduces new hot and fresh meals. For limited time, get this whole breast meal for only $2.99. So why get this when you can get a big all-white meat extra crispy or original recipe chicken breast served hot and fresh with your choice of a home-style side, a freshly baked biscuit, and a medium drink for just $2.99. At $2.99, you don't have to be a math whiz to know which deal is the real deal. And for dinner tonight, take home a big 10-piece bucket for only $8.99. There's fast food, then there's KFC.
Dennis, listen, got a little advertising opportunity for you, Pally. Foot powder.
Yeah, foot powder, right. Forget about it.
Well, before you say that, it's a truckload of money.
Sam, I don't do commercials, period.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir. I told them that.
Know why I don't do commercials?
Why's that, pal?
Because they're dishonest. They lie.
Boy, that's strong language.
I'm supposed to peddle some product I don't even use. Forget about it. I'm not going to do it.
I wouldn't let you do it.
You better believe it.
CBS Tonight. Becker's dream girl is turning into a nightmare.
It just proves my curly hair theory. The crazy starts deep in the brain and just comes twisting out.
And last week, Graham Shepard discovered his long-lost daughter.
It's a girl!
Now she's moving in.
Would you mind?
Oh, what was I thinking? There you go.
Graham and Alice right after Becker. CBS Tonight.
Early here in the second quarter, Cleveland Browns with their best field position after the 30-yard punt return by Dennis Northcutt. First down at the Tampa Bay 41. Jamel White, the running back behind Couch, who looks to throw. It's too wide. Oh, as he hit. What a timing by Rondé Barber, who flew up from the corner to make the stop. And a loss of about 5 yards.
What can you say other than perfect? That's exactly the way a corner is supposed to come up and meet the play. A textbook shoulder tackle, and Jamel White did a pretty fine job of holding on to the football. That's one of those tackles and hits where more often than not the receiver is separated from the football by the hit.
4 yards on the loss. 2nd and 14. Shotgun Couch. Screen, and it's to White. And boy, the Buccaneers just react so well this time. Dwight Smith, an extra defensive back in his second year out of Akron, makes the stop. Well, college ball next Saturday, and starts with Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman. They kick off the action with the Olympus College football today, and then the Ole Miss Rebels take on the Alabama Crimson Tide. For more, go to CBSSportsline.com. America Online, keyword CBS Sportsline.
Monty Kiffin, the coordinator, and Tony Dungy, the former head coach, built this defense on speed, and boy, have we seen plenty examples of that already.
3rd and 13. Couch underneath with a flag down, complete to Jamel White. And White dumped at the 36-yard line, 5 yards shy of a first down. And that'll be a matter of how does Tampa Bay deal with the penalty. Oh, it goes the other way against the Buccaneers.
Oh, and this will give the Browns a first down.
It's one of those defensive linemen charging and using their hand up in the face of the blocker.
Illegal use of the hands to the face. Number 90, defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's an automatic first down.
See, that's one of those penalties that even though it's a 5-yarder, that would not have come anywhere close to giving the Browns a first down, but it's an automatic first down. Right in the middle of the screen. Let's watch the helmet go back. Yep, right there. You can see right there where Gurley gets his hands up underneath the helmet and forces it back. Only gets to play a couple plays a game in a pass rush situation, and boy, you hate to make a mistake of that magnitude that keeps the drive alive for the opposition.
Actually, the penalty is shorter distance than the play, but the penalty gets the first down.
The first down is what matters.
You bet, at the 39-yard line. And Couch rolling to throw, buying some time to go long. Up for grabs, incomplete on the goal line. John Lynch there to help bat it away from Kevin Johnson. He's thrown into double coverage, and that was a matter of 2 trying to get it from 1.
Well, maybe if that one guy is somebody like a Randy Moss, but Kevin Johnson at 5'11", having to outjump 2 Tampa Bay defenders for the football, that's asking an awful lot. And that was a very risky throw by Tim Couch. You don't mind if you've got a tremendous leaper going one-on-one. Then you hope your guy is the one that goes up to get the football. But in the middle of the field against 2 defenders, risky.
Jamel White. And he just can't get around the corners. A flag goes down in the secondary. Tackle made by Dwight Smith. Here's a budding defensive back, Smith. They really like him, a 3rd-round pick a year ago. Good ball hawk, had a couple of interceptions against Atlanta as a nickelback last week.
Well, we've seen in this game so far that Tampa Bay has the lead because of a Cleveland missed tackle. And we have seen the effects of good tackling on the other side. Tampa Bay just couldn't be tackling any better.
Shot block is the call against Cleveland. Or crackback.
Personal foul. Crackback, number 85. Offense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
If you're split from the formation more than 2 yards, you cannot come back in and make a block. Let's watch. Here he comes into the picture right now, number 85, and he goes down and puts the crack back on Dexter Jackson. Once you're separated more than 2 yards from that tackle-to-tackle formation, you cannot come back inside and do that.
And a huge penalty, 15 yards, 2nd and 25. Couch underneath, incomplete, almost intercepted by Sheldon Quarles, who's back in the lineup defensively for Tampa Bay. Jamel White, the intended receiver.
Number 53, Sheldon Quarles on the coverage.
They're trying to get just a little bit of the yardage back, but the ball thrown way behind Jamel White. He was lucky to even get a finger on it, and then Cleveland was lucky it wasn't intercepted. But somehow White wasn't anywhere near where Couch expected, or vice versa. I'm not sure which, but that ball completely uncatchable.
Tim Couch 6 for 11 and 40 yards passing in this first half. Quick throw underneath the White again, looking for a block. He's got a lot of speed and able to drive to the 40-yard line where it would be 4th down and 11.
Well, that time the pocket for Tim Couch just disintegrated, and he really did well just to find Jamel White and get him the football. Just a 4-man Tampa Bay pass rush. Boy, does he get whacked at the very end.
Simeon Rice in there.
Well, just remember, this is a guy that had a concussion last week and was forced to leave the game, and luckily with that hit by Rice, he really didn't bounce his head off the ground.
Gardaki's punt. And that won't please the Browns as he hits the end zone again. So unable to take advantage of the Northcutt punt return. It's back to Tampa Bay. They'll have it at the 20. It'll be come back.
Hi, I have an apology to make. That's me in the sedan, the one who caused the Gawker slowdown on your way to that client meeting. I'm sorry. I see flashing red lights and I'm riveted. I wish I could make it up to you. Maybe Staples Business Delivery can help. It's easy, fast, and free, leaving the road to those of us who really enjoy it.
Get back time. Go to Staples. From John Woo, director of Mission Impossible 2 and Face Off, starring Academy Award winner Nicolas Cage.
My responsibility!
A full-throttle, heart-pounding action thriller. Wind Talkers. Buy or rent it Tuesday.
Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme is so delicious with its 2 slices of mozzarella and Parmesan sauce on our whole breast filet. It's taking people to a higher level. Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme, it's better here.
Chrysler 300M, the most powerful V6 sports sedan in its class. With its seductive styling and inspired engineering, it is truly a pleasure to drive. Even when that sort of thing is strictly forbidden.
Samuel, is that you?
Yes, it is I.
Now from Chrysler, our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, because love is a commitment.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Wendy's Mozzarella Chicken Supreme. It's chicken on a higher level. Staples, get back time. Go to Staples. And by Chrysler, drive equals love.
Typical central and southern Florida weather. You see the Thunderheads building, and there is a threat of some showers later today. As Tampa Bay leading 7-0 starts again from the 20, and Brad Johnson to throw, looking long, and it is almost intercepted by Earl Little as he leaps in front of Keenan McCardell. McCardell and Keyshawn Johnson, the 2 wide receivers, without a reception thus far.
Well, this time it's the Browns sitting back in the old cover 2, which means the safety has the deep outside. And how many times do we see it where the safety is late getting over there, but not that time? Earl Little just all over that throw by Brad Johnson to McCardell. That is the way the safety is to protect the outside of the field after the corner releases the receiver.
Second down 10. And it's a screen to Pittman. Picks up some blocks. 30. And a first down at the 31-yard line.
How about that one-handed catch?
He told us he loves to be a receiver. He almost prefers to get out there in the open and get the ball.
Well, this is where the quarterback loves him to be a receiver as well when you make catches like this. Watch this little snag, a little one-handed stab of that little high pass from Brad Johnson. Shoves his blockers, get out of my way, and just single-handedly almost picks up a first down for the Buccaneers.
Well, Pittman
outstanding.
With that reception and the long run, 64 yards, and owns 84 of the 106 total yards for Tampa Bay today. Johnson underneath, and no one there. Mike Allstott was the closest white jersey. Bonnie, what do you have for us?
Well, Dick, we've gotten a good look at Michael Pittman today. Remember on that touchdown drive, he had that huge catch and run, but after 5 years in Arizona, he said he's still trying to get a handle on what he considers the hardest offense he's ever had to learn. He said there's so much shifting, so much motion before the snap. He's like, sometimes I feel if I don't study, I'm going to get into trouble because the last thing I want to do is mess up and be the one who has to face John Gruden on the sideline.
Well, that's a fear of all of these Buccaneers. Brad Johnson confirmed that. He said, it's a long, steady day. Gruden with all the window dressing shifts and formations, and this is Aaron Stecker. And Stecker out across the 35 to the 40, a gain of almost 9 as we get other news in New York. Jim Nance.
All right, Dick, Cincinnati not showing up yet again as Tommy Maddox is 9 out of 10 at the start, but Jerome Bettis is the big story. 2 touchdown runs, including this one a minute ago from 41 yards out. It's 17-0 Pittsburgh. Let's go back to Dick and Dan.
Yeah, the bus just won't stop in Cincinnati.
Every time I think the bus is, his tires have gone bald, all of a sudden you see a run like that.
Johnson with a long handoff and breaking tackles is is Aaron Stecker, the third-year runner from Western Illinois, undrafted free agent a couple years ago by Chicago.
Yeah, that's just second effort. That's just getting hit, and you refuse to go down. That's behind the line of scrimmage. You're hit once, and then you keep fighting. You're hit again. You spin off. You dig for a couple more. And right now, that's the look of a guy who wants it. That's an old football, you know, from the first day you walk on a football field, the coach challenges you. Who wants it? Who wants it? Well, that's wanting it right there.
And he got it the first down with that second effort and third effort. Keyshawn in motion on first down at the 41. Out of the backfield, actually to the tight end it goes. And Ricky Dudley, who was released by the Cleveland Browns, and of course John Gruden knew him, had him as his tight end at Oakland, picked him up, his first catch today.
Dudley looked like he was surprised somebody was trying to tackle him. Ricky Dudley has been an enigma his entire career. All the talent in the world, it's hard to find that much talent in one package, and yet by and large, he's been a disappointment to most of the people that have tried to get him to find and to play to his potential. And John Gruden is going to give it another shot.
Yeah, I was entertained by the comment Dick Vermeil made to us a couple of weeks ago. He said in all the years, it hasn't changed at all. Two things. You got to be patient and you got to coach him. You got to teach him. And it's just, you know, the teachers, the coaches feel that here's a pupil, somehow I'm going to get through to him.
Well, you just, as a coach, you know that seeing that much talent in one package is rare. You don't get a chance to coach guys like that very often.
On second down, the quick shot is outside, and Ken Dilger has no chance to move forward as Anthony Henry, who played his college football in this town at South Florida, makes the tackle. His alma mater beating Southern Mississippi on this field last night. Tonight, after 60 minutes, Becker discovers his dream girl is turning into a nightmare. Ted Danson stars in a brand new Becker, and then from the producers of Frasier comes the new hit, Bram and Alice. It's all here tonight after 60 minutes on CBS. Third down and 7. Brad Johnson, good protection. He's going long to Keyshawn, and too long. He had a step on Devin Bush.
Well, Keyshawn, I know Keyshawn is frustrated. He wishes he'd have made the reception, but at least he's getting the chance to stretch the field. He had a huge reception last week, a 76-yarder, and the longest of his career, and at least he's getting his wish. He's going to try to test secondaries and be more than just the workhorse who catches 5, 6, 7-yard patterns underneath.
Yeah, those 106 catches last year and only one touchdown tells the story. Northcutt again, ready to roll as they punt by Tupa. Fair catch this time. Northcutt at the 13-yard line. 6 minutes and 39 seconds left in this opening half in Tampa, and the Buccaneers continue to lead the Browns by 7.
I've become a switcher because I got tired of just trying to make my computer work. I had a PC and it never worked. Couldn't do video. I couldn't do audio. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't even find anybody who knew what piece of cable I needed to go from the camera to the computer. I had one guy tell me that's what they do in Hollywood. That's not the kind of stuff you can do at home. So when I bought my Mac, I bought a digital video camera. And now, you know, it's simple. Plug in the FireWire to the Mac, plug it into the digital video camera, open iMovie, click import, and whoop, it all goes on. My name's Andy Skoronsky, and I'm a cop.
Breaking news from Midas. Right now, get guaranteed lifetime brake pads or shoes for just $39.95, and you'll never have to buy brakes again for as long as you own your car. Next stop, Midas. Lifetime brakes, $39.95, only at Midas.
This is big. This has never been done before flavor. Introducing new KFC Honey Cajun Wings with a kick of Cajun spices and a touch of honey. Right now, get 8 for only $2.99 or 20 for $7.49. Or get Honey Barbecue Wings for the same price. Hurry. New Honey Cajun Wings and Honey Barbecue Wings from KFC.
Access NFL.com now on America Online. Get live game day coverage and real-time stats at AOL keyword NFL.com.
And welcome back. Are you winning your fantasy matchups? We'll get real-time scores and stats for all your fantasy players at CBSSportsline.com or on America Online. Enter keyword CBS Sportsline. With Dan Deerdorf and Tommy Bernstein and Lance Sparrow, our producer, Mike Arnold, our director. This is Dick Enberg. Welcome back to Tampa, where the Buccaneers lead 7-0, looking for their 5th consecutive win. The Browns at their own 13. William Green behind Tim Couch, and it's Green on the toss. Oh, boy, the speed. Now he reverses his field, has some running room. 20, and Green to the 21-yard line.
Well, all right. That's making something out of nothing. That's William Green at least being able to say, hey, at least I got some positive yardage because there's nothing over here. Pretty good job of reversing his field. Couch gets in there and gets in the way a little bit.
Brian Kelly drags him down, but a gain out to the 20-yard line of 6 yards.
And I know Tim Couch is trying to do the right thing by getting out there and helping out his ball carrier, but given the state of the quarterbacking situation in Cleveland, he'd be best to stay away from any intentional contact. There'll be enough of it that he can't get away from during the course of this game.
Timeout's been called by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we'll take a break with 6:05 left before the intermission.
If you think balancing your checkbook is hard, imagine this. Every night in the UK, Lloyds TSB, HSBC, and Barclays must process millions of checks. How do these banks do it? They don't. It's outsourced through a joint venture with Unisys. Having collaborated every night, they open for business every day as competitors. Unisys. Imagine it done.
So let's turn to page 7 of our proposal, where we feel... Page 7? Should be the next page you have.
We don't see it. No.
Hold on. There it is.
Introducing Chrysler PT Cruiser Turbo. With an all-new 215 horsepower turbocharged engine, it can get you cross-town, cross-country, anywhere in the blink of an eye.
Let's move on to page 11.
Page 11?
Monday, catch an all-new hard-hitting King of Queens. Then, the in-laws are back on an all-new Yes Dear.
Cue the banjo music.
And Ray's having a midlife crisis.
Where the hell do I belong?
Right here! An all-new Raymond. Next, go back to your high school reunion with Monday's smash hit new comedy.
Remember the guy at graduation who mooned everyone? Now what happened to that idiot? I married him.
An all-new Still Standing. It's all here on TV's best night of comedy, CBS Monday. And later, catch Dave on an all-new Late Show.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Unisys. Imagine it done. And by KFC. There's fast food, then there's KFC.
And welcome back. And up in the stands, the father and mother of Melvin Fowler.
Sitting right there. Melvin Sr., his mother Lucinda. Of course, Melvin Fowler, the rookie starting, and
if he wasn't starting, they would have been in the last row.
I don't know where they'd have been if he wasn't starting. They'd have been up in the light standards, maybe somewhere up there.
Here from Long Island, New York, to cheer their young son from Maryland, a rookie. Couch on 2nd and 4, and he has to unload as if Warren Sapp was about to plant him. The loquacious one.
Yeah. Warren talking to the crowd in the end zone down there going, yeah, that's me. That's me. You see, it's a corner blitz, Rondé Barber, and really coming from the defensive end position, not inside. Rushing upfield is Warren Sapp. And again, you know, Sapp only got to Couch because Couch left the pocket and ran his direction. I know you ended up on top of him, Warren, but he came to you more than you went to him.
Well, he's a happy man, Sapp, as Miami Hurricanes just did. beat Florida State yesterday, and no play, flag down, and a whistle before the snap.
False start. Number 72 offense moving prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty.
Speaking of the All-Pro,
third down.
Warren Sapp, 5 straight years. Here he is in action.
Well, it's a busy life of a defensive lineman, and Warren Sapp, a good spin move there. Now he's out the defensive end. Of course, the customary double team. Hustled. Can I get him? No, not quite. And again, look at it. You go one way, you go the other. You play till that whistle snaps. And Warren Sapp, as I mentioned at the top of the show, maybe the most active defensive tackle in football.
On 3rd down and 9, and another false start.
And here's where Cleveland's offensive line needs to. If this is another false start on them, this is bad news.
False start.
Yeah.
Number 60 offense. The 5-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
Your quarterback gets knocked down, and then you have back-to-back false starts, which puts you just closer and closer to the crowd in the end zone.
So they've gone from 2nd and 4 after the ad-lib run by William Green to 3rd and 14. Browns have 53 pass yards and 40 penalty yards in this opening half. And now Couch near his own end zone. Unloads underneath to Jamel White. And White to the 15. A gain of only a yard.
And that's a completion that Tampa Bay knew was coming. They'll just give it. They floated the ball so quickly. No surprise that they forced the Browns to punt.
And certainly that defensive sequence inspired by Warren Sapp. Carl Williams, return man for Tampa Bay. Inside his 45. Gardaki. His 2 best kicks have come, but they've gone to the end zone. So they have not been productive. He needs a long one here. Left footer delivers a perfect spiral. Chases Williams to the 30 after a brief bobble. Has some blockers. 45, 40, 2 men to beat. And down he goes at the 27. Kevin Bentley, a rookie linebacker. 43-yard return by Carl Williams.
Well, this is 6 points. He outkicks the coverage. That was just a tremendous punt by Gardaki. But this is a touchdown right here, except for that hustle by Bentley. That's Rondé Barber with the block right there. He helps get it started. But this is a case where when the ball is caught, it's a good 15 yards beyond any of the coverage guys. And Carl Williams has all the time in the world to find his blocking wall.
Michael Pittman on the handoff. The helmet goes flying off of Cleveland Brown. And up to make the tackle was Darren Hambrick. Kennard Lang losing his cover, trying to fight the block.
Well, you know one thing, he lost his helmet and he just kept right on going. If he'd had a chance, he was going to make a tackle without a helmet. Kennard Lang right there at the bottom of your screen. Watch the helmet. It's going to come flying off right there. Does he stop? No, he's going to keep right on going. He's not going to look for his helmet until after the play.
Another product of the University of Miami program, Kennard Lang. On 2nd down, Pittman again. Breaking tackles, and he's to the 16-yard line, and a 1st down. Hambrick down low to trip him up.
Well, Hambrick ends up with the tackle, but it wasn't until another 4 or 5 yards because he actually fought through the tackle of Hambrick, and Michael Pittman just showing great leg drive.
Pittman is 6 feet tall, 215, played his college ball at Fresno State. He's a dedicated weightlifter. You see the biceps on him?
Yes.
19.5 inches. He loves the weight room.
Well, he's been in Arizona till he got out here. He says, I can't stop sweating.
Pittman again almost lost the ball on the tackle and is dropped after a 1-yard gain. Darren Hambrick again along with Kennard Lang. Of course, this is a big CBS doubleheader day, so stay with us. They're the 3 games late. Most of you will see the Raiders unbeaten against St. Louis looking for their first win. That Kansas City-San Diego game, a good one, and Jacksonville at Tennessee. No one talking about the Jaguars, but they're quietly building a solid winning record this year.
And can there be a bigger story in the league right now than the Rams being winless, facing the Raiders? They're looking at 0-6.
Johnson looking over the middle, incomplete, and almost picked off by Earl Holmes, the veteran middle linebacker, jumping in front of Keenan McCardell.
Well, Earl's been doing this for a long time, mostly in Pittsburgh, but he's just playing his middle of the field. And Carl Williams sat down, McCardell rather, sat down waiting for the football, and he was a little late getting there, and that's how Holmes rather, able to get back in on it.
Brad Johnson 6 for 14 with an interception, and you take away that 64-yard run after the catch by Pittman. Not much from Johnson today. Looking, lost the ball, and it's picked up by a lineman. Appeared to be Roman Oben. Picked it up and saved the recovery, or are they going to call that an incomplete pass?
Well, if the ball has to come loose before the arm starts going forward, and you can see that that's just a case where the ball comes out after the arm's going forward, that is an incomplete pass all the way. Good call by the official.
Martin Gramatica, who is 9 for 11 this year, as you can see, has a 52-yarder. This one much shorter, will be 33 yards to give Tampa Bay a 10-point advantage. And the former Kansas State star drills it through easily. 10-0. Tampa Bay with the lead. As we remind you, Thursday's Survivor. One of the tough guys gets attacked by a sea creature, and the castaways are asked if they want to switch tribes. Don't miss an all-new Survivor Thailand Thursday, 8/7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
Now, sea creatures come in many shapes and sizes. We're left to wonder which one got them.
Yeah, you know, that's why I like my water in the bathtub. And of course, 60 Minutes. Is it true that people with mental problems still have no trouble getting guns? And it's true, and you'll find all about it at 60 Minutes tonight at 7, 6 Central on CBS. Boy, that's got to be a desired place underneath that fogger. Get a little cool air.
Well, right now, the Cleveland offense here, with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left to go in the first half, is going to have a chance to try to do something, anything, against this Tampa Bay defense. Now, only 85 total yards of offense for the Cleveland Browns to this point.
Kicked by Gramatica and Andre Davis. Verizon academic All-America at Virginia Tech hopes to find the right path, but cannot. He's hit at the 17-yard line by Rondé Barber. Here's a starting cornerback, a Pro Bowl talent, and he's on all the kick teams, and what a terror he is. Tiki Brothers' twin brother. Well, the Browns, that first week, the Dwayne Rudd throw the helmet, cost yourself the game. They should have won that one against Kansas City. Then they beat Tennessee, coming back 14 in the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh on a second field goal attempt. The Steelers beat them after they missed a field goal that would have won it. And then Baltimore last week, they were throwing in the end zone at the end of the game, rallying from deep behind, almost beat the Ravens. So Butch Davis's team is that close to being perfect. As Jamel White out to the 20-yard line, and you like Davis's attitude. He's a positive guy. He knows it's going to take time to build. He sees it getting better.
And it is getting better.
It is.
Well, what would really get better for the Browns right now, they don't necessarily need points right here, but they really need a first down to try to keep their defense off the field for the balance of the first half. Even if they don't score, don't give Tampa a chance to score.
They'll just take a 10-0, and with that attitude, they let the clock run to the 2-minute timeout. So 2 minutes remaining in this first half in Tampa, where the Bucs are up by 10.
Wrangler owners speak their own language.
Come on, we're gonna be late.
Just grab yourself a Sammy Light. I'll be right out.
That's what I'm talking about!
Just tasted new Sam Adams Light. The light beer with shockingly great taste.
Thanks.
You've always got time for a Reese's Fast Break. Creamy Reese's Peanut Butter, Nougat, covered in milk chocolate. Get lost in a Reese's Fast Break.
Breaking news from Midas. Right now, get guaranteed lifetime brake pads or shoes for just $39.95, and you'll never have to buy brakes again for as long as you own your car. Next stop, Midas. Lifetime brakes, $39.95, only at Midas.
Honey?
Could your house use another computer? Then call 1-800-GATEWAY or come to your local Gateway store. We have desktops starting at $6.99, notebooks starting at $9.99, and no payments until 2003. Call now for great deals. Gateway, a better way.
And welcome back to Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers with a 10-0 lead. And you were talking about the St. Louis Rams and the 0-5. Who would have thunk it? What are your thoughts about that late game today?
Well, again, they're down, and they're not even going to have their backup quarterback, Jamie Martin. I guess Mark Bulger, the third-string quarterback, is going to have to go. The Raiders have to be looking at this as a chance to just feast on the Rams. But as we know in this NFL, anything is possible.
You know, this is the kind of game where the 0-5 team just shocks everyone. And that'll be our second half.
Would be a shock.
Even to a St. Louis resident. Underneath. Short pass to Kevin Johnson complete, and John Lynch checked that incomplete as it's knocked away by John Lynch. So that brings up third down, also stop the clock, and of course Tampa Bay looking for the stop here and a chance with 2 timeouts to add to the 10-0 lead. Browns with 58 pass yards, only 31 yards rushing against that tough Buccaneer defense. And then you subtract 40 for penalties. 3rd and 6. Quick slant complete to Quincy Morgan. And Morgan to the 31.
That is so big for Cleveland.
They have all their timeouts left. Clock running 1:40 remaining in the half.
You play Tampa Bay, it's all about just scratching out a few points and trying to keep them from running away from you.
Deflected incomplete as he tried to hit Kevin Johnson, his favorite target. Johnson, who had 84, a career high last year, and leads this year with 28.
This ball from Couch just a little high and a little to the outside, and that was really behind Johnson, where he just had no chance to catch that thing.
Couch is 9 for 17, only 69 yards and 1 interception today. Tries the middle again, short yardage. Catch by Andre Davis. Shelton Quarles with the tackle. 3rd down and 6. 1:12 left in the half. Warren Sapp has his 5th sack of the year. He leads the Buccaneers.
Warren this time rushing from the defensive tackle position, just blows around Barry Stokes, the left guard. And that's a situation where Couch does the right thing. Don't be foolish with the ball. If you got to eat it, you got to eat it. You're not the first quarterback that's ever been trampled by Warren Sapp.
Tampa Bay calls time. That's the 50th straight game that Tampa Bay has logged at least 1 sack, the longest active streak in the NFL, 50 games in a row with a sack. And Sapp, who had only 6 all last year, with 5 this season, but he'll quickly remind you, hey, I played last year on one shoulder. I had shoulder surgery afterwards. I didn't even know if I'd be a Buccaneer. I thought they'd cast me away.
Yeah, he was concerned that he was going to be traded, and then of course the entire well, what would you call it? You don't want to call it a fiasco, but it was quite a soap opera down here in trying to determine who was going to be the head coach of Tampa Bay. Was it going to be Bill Parcells? There's a host of names.
Carl Williams, who had a terrific kick return to set up the field goal, waits for Jockey's punt at the 26. He's covered this time. Remind you to stay tuned. The Nextel halftime report. Jim, Dion, Dan, and Boomer. All the scores and highlights coming up on the Nextel halftime report. Here they are, entertaining for the hour that gets you set up for all your action on Sunday, starting at noon Eastern, 9 on the West Coast. And they'll bring you up to date on all the scores as start to sort things out here in this season, don't we? To figure out who are the teams that are going to go on and be considered as playoff timber. This certainly is one right here, Tampa Bay. And who knows about the Cleveland Browns in their division? Johnson, receivers covered, and the big quarterback carries it out to the 32-yard line, and he is big. They list him at 226. He's probably 20 pounds heavier than that. Well, huge legs.
If he's 226, he is the biggest 226 pounds I've ever seen. Brad Johnson is a big man.
Hurrying with 22 seconds, fires up the middle, and it's caught. Keyshawn Johnson takes it into Tampa Bay territory to the 47, and a timeout with 16 seconds left. That's the Bucs' final timeout.
Rated E for everyone. This is what it feels like when I start draining threes.
This is what you'll see when you bring it in my lane.
This is what it feels like to be dunked on.
This is what it feels like to play in the NBA.
NBA 2K3.
Welcome back to Tampa, and stay with us now at halftime to get all the scores and highlights and all the top plays of the first half of our early games today on our doubleheader day.
There's Keyshawn. He just starts on the outside. It's just a simple pattern to the inside. The Browns giving a lot of room, thinking there's not enough time for the Bucs to get into scoring position. And, of course, they know they're out of timeouts after taking that last one.
16 seconds, no timeouts. Johnson to the flat, complete to Pittman, who bounces out of bounds, stops the clock, and he's at the 40-yard line. 11 seconds remain.
Well, what you can't do for Cleveland is give up one more of those, because that will give Martin Gramatica a chance at a field goal.
His longest is 55 yards. He's got a 52-yard field goal this season, so figure the 35-yard line would be the 52. That's only 5 more yards.
Right, you'd be looking at about a 58 right now if they didn't get him. So you know they're going to run some kind of a sideline pattern.
Johnson has to throw it away. So good defensive pressure, and that puts the Buccaneers in a tight jam. They have to squeeze in some yards. No,
it's got to be intentional grounding. He's in the pocket, and I think Tom White did a good job of seeing where was the receiver there.
He waited a long time and said, "Wait, that is exactly illegal."
I think that's a good call. You can't be in the pocket and just chuck the ball out of bounds like that.
And that will take Tampa Bay back.
They have intentional grounding. The quarterback was still in the pocket. Since there's less than 10 seconds, and this requires a 10-second runoff, the first half is over.
They run off the 10 seconds into the first half.
You've got to have a receiver nearby. Here we're going to take a look at Tampa Bay receivers. Let's see where they end up. That's Keyshawn at the bottom. He goes way downfield. Here is the closest receiver right here, and the ball ends up over here. And that was Brad Johnson just trying to kill the clock, throwing the football away. And if you're between the tackles, you're not allowed to do that.
Good call by Tom White. Let's go down to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Dick, obviously teams struggle to score against Tampa. After watching them for half, what's your best formula for putting some points on the board?
Well, I mean, obviously we've got to do a good job protecting. I think
we've gotten off and made some good plays on first and second down and not been behind the count. When you take sacks, you get penalties and stuff. We've killed ourselves in that. Early in the ball game, we had some success mixing it up with a little bit of run, and I think we just got to stay with what we're doing and just not make the penalties that we've made.
Coach Davis, thanks.
And so that's the end of our first half here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, with the Buccaneers leading the Cleveland Browns 10-0. Coming up next, the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Thursday will keep you guessing. First, a survivor surprise.
Does anybody here want to switch tribes?
How will it affect the castaways? Then, was this a little murder?
Whoever did this knew something about dwarf anatomy.
Plus one big shocker.
Suspect on location!
And why did a small-town girl disappear in New York?
She's a party girl.
You won't believe where this case leads.
That night got really ugly.
An all-new Survivor, CSI, and Without a Trace, CBS Thursday.
Emmy Award winner Brad Garrett is Gleason. Premieres CBS tonight.
Okay, Mario, all you have to do is say every day. That's all, okay? Just every day, and just follow my lead, okay? Okay, here we go. Okay. So on Life Around the Bay, you're going to get all the big stories.
Every day.
You're going to get the latest health news.
Every day.
The latest on schools and education.
Every day.
And also how to save money.
Every day.
And no doubt we'll find plenty of time to make fun of Mario.
Well, no.
What?
Life Around the Bay starts Monday at 5 on Tampa Bay's 10.
Strength, endurance, power. The building blocks of Chevy Truck Month. This October during Truck Month, use bonus cash with 0% APR on the family of 2003 Chevy trucks. Or add $500 bonus cash to increase cash back on 2003 Silverado, Avalanche, and Trailblazer. New challenges are waiting for you every day. But Truck Month only lasts until October 31st. See your local Chevy dealer.
This is your appetite. You're about to undergo a mind-altering experience.
Arby's Market Fresh Roast Beef and Swiss. It's a whole new way to think about roast beef sandwiches.
Bakery soft bread, tender, juicy beef fresh from the oven, and those fresh toppings. You'll reach a whole new level of roast beef consciousness, baby.
Arby's Market Fresh Roast Beef and Swiss.
Give in to your grown-up tastes.
The NFL's on 10. Enjoy it.
We do.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
And hello, friends. Welcome to the Nextel Halftime Report. Jim Nance from our Fifth Avenue studios, along with Dan Dion and Boomer. Action sizzling everywhere. You're at halftime of that game in Tampa. And the Bucs now have given up only 27 points in the last 18 quarters as they blanked the Browns in the first half. Couch picked once, and the Browns managing in that first half only 97 total yards as a team.
Right here, see Brad Johnson, a little short pass out to Michael Pittman. A missed tackle here that'll kill you every time. Michael Pittman, the reason why they brought him to Tampa is to get big plays out of the backfield. And you see it right here on a huge gain down to the 6-yard line. And 2 plays later, Mike Allstott right up the middle. The big guy, boom, scores right there, just jumping in. Second effort, touchdown, Tampa.
How about Couch today?
Couch struggled a little bit. He's getting a lot of pressure. See, he's unlucky right here again. He's been not having good luck all year. Rondé Barber, guy on the spot for an interception, and Tampa is just taking charge of this game, Jim.
Very consistent thing, meanwhile, happening with Cincinnati this year. They are always out of it by halftime. They've
not out of it yet.
123-17 this year. Their offense has scored 1 touchdown in the first half in 6 games this season.
Jim, you could say whatever you want, Dion. You could say whatever you want, but there are 2 halves to every game. This is how you not want to start here. This is Tommy Maddox finding Plaxico Burress down the field, 36 yards. No pass rush means no coverage downfield. Then Jerome Bettis, who Jim thought was over the hill.
No, I never said that.
Well, it was close, but now here, John Kitna. You can't throw the ball late down the middle. Lee Flowers makes the interception. Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to look like I'm going to be wearing Dion's clothes next week. I don't know about that.
Look like a Muslim.
But here you go, 41 yards by Jerome Bettis. Jim, this is just to prove a point. He was probably watching the NFL Today
before the start of the game, and he said Jim Nantz said I was over the hill. No, he's not. 24-0 Steelers.
I did not say that, but you and Dion, to recap on the NFL Today, made a little wager here. You said if Cincinnati wins, Dion has to wear a Bengals jersey.
He's gonna be wearing
and meanwhile, Dion's
tailor
tailor is going to make a suit for you.
But I don't know if I'm going to really give him a suit or I'm going to give him a Muslim look. You might have a bow tie, you know, up tight, up there. You know, I don't know. I'm really thinking about it right now.
You don't like the way I look, though, do you?
No, you're a good-looking man.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
Whole new look coming your way next week on the NFL Today.
Now, wait a minute. We got another half to worry about.
Okay, we'll wait. Baltimore and Indianapolis. And the Colts going against the Ravens team without Lewis and McCrary. Redmond managing 58 yards. Manning an early drive for a touch.
Two bobblehead dogs right hand. That's probably the most contact you're going to see with the Colts defense. On the opening drive of the game, Peyton Manning looking for Marcus Paulus, hits him for the touchdown. Peyton Manning back to pass. Even though without Ray Lewis, he sacked Kimo Eot 2 on the sack. I think I got that right. Ray Lewis liking that. Two field goals by Matt Stover.
Yeah, Stover, one of them from 51 yards out. Buffalo, how about this? Texans are up. Buffalo is threatening here late in the first half, but it's 17-3. They're going crazy down in Houston. David Carr, 165 yards, a touch, and he's run for one.
And a huge day for him. He's getting all day to throw the ball. He's been sacked most of the year. You see a big play right down the middle of the field to Corey Bradford. Now you got to step it out to the left here and score on this, but he gets caught from behind.
Got a little tired there.
81-yarder. And then a little quick fade to Corey Bradford again, and this play ends up getting reviewed. Now, to me, I don't know about you guys, this looks like a touchdown. It ends up that they get to call change.
And they reviewed it
the
too.
ground should not cause a fumble here, an incomplete pass. That's a touchdown.
So the challenge denied. They settled for a field goal, but that offense got other chances, Dan.
Well, most definitely right here, David Carr, a little five-step drop inside. Pass man coverage to Jabbar Gaffney, who makes a nice turn, run with the catch, afterwards gets another score.
I love this one right here, though.
David Carr gets a little pressure right up the middle. Look at that, man. Boomer, he looks kind of like you in that play.
Yeah, they were running for his life.
David Carr took charge of this game. He's playing great.
All right, meanwhile, Brett Favre has thrown 2 touchdowns to give him 300 on his career, tying Elway, only trailing now. Who is it? Tarkenton and some guy named Marino.
That's me. That's
okay.
me, babe.
Lions and Vikings and Detroit with Harrington on the road. 9 different receivers he's completed passes to and thrown 2 touchdowns mistake-free. Saints have less than 100 yards total offense, but 26 points on the board as the Redskins have turned it over 4 times in the first half. Atlanta without Vic. Johnson runs one in for Atlanta. And the Giants looking very sluggish here today.
Missing 3 defensive linemen.
And Carolina, a touchdown pass from Rodney Peete on the last play of the first quarter, 7-0 at Dallas. Doubleheader day on CBS. Most of you will see Oakland, St. Louis. For others, Kansas City, San Diego, Jacksonville, Tennessee. Thanks for being with us on the Nextel Halftime Report. We'll send you back to the second half in Tampa in just a moment.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
Yes, Friday, when ex-cop Michael Olshansky is accused of a crime.
Why would I shoot him?
Only his son can help him.
Did he stop anywhere?
All you hack. Then see why everyone's talking about Robbery Homicide Division. Critics call it daring and ambitious. It's what most cop shows aspire to, with Tom Sizemore in a can't-look-away performance.
Gun to temple.
Boom. Discover the most critically acclaimed new show of the season, Robbery Homicide Division, after an all-new hack. CBS Friday.
All right, guys. This is Tim Couch of the Cleveland Browns. Tim helps the United Way build stronger communities by participating in an after-school recreational program for children. And whatever you do, don't run. As a quarterback, Tim is a field general. Come on down. Wait. Look at the command. Oh, come on out there. Textbook. Oh, he's stuck. You sure? All right. Tim Couch, field general. You guys listen to anything?
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
Teams return to the field, ready for the second half. Tampa Bay leading 10-0. I grew up on a Michigan farm. We used to make maple syrup during the summer, and my mother used to say, never get sap on the couch. Well, if we would have lived in Tampa Bay, maybe she wouldn't have been so upset. We'll be back after this word from your local station.
Catch the King of Queens, Monday on CBS. It's all here.
I'm a four-truck man. That's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries. I don't compromise. Ain't no doubt my king of the mountains built Ford truck.
There's no doubt about Truck Month, because the best-selling compact SUV on the planet comes with big savings. That's every 2002 Sport Track, Explorer Sport, and Explorer 4-door. Pick interest-free financing. That's right, 0% APR, or take up to $3,000 cash back.
Visit your Southern Ford dealer.
Christopher has been cutting my grass since he was knee-high to a duck. I mean, a little fella.
She loves that boy.
Now he's going off to college.
She wanted to do something for him, and so I suggested a party.
Just the two of us. We had a carrot bar cake from the Publix bakery.
Fresh carrots, chopped nuts.
Real cream cheese icing, and toasted coconut. Come on in.
She's gonna miss him.
The grass is always green on the other side of the carrot bar cake. I just wrote that now.
Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Okay here? Really into TVs? Then get into Best Buy and check out our huge selection of the brands you want. And if you purchase by October 19th, you'll pay no interest for 18 months. That's interest-free payments on every TV, from digital to plasma, for a full year and a half. Sweet. Best Buy. Go ahead. Turn on the fun.
Now get 0.0% APR financing on the 2003 Toyota Camry.
Monday at 5, 10 News becomes the new Tampa Bay's 10.
And welcome back. Ready for the second half. Tampa Bay leading 10-0. And while the Buccaneers, you expect that stifling defense, actually the Browns with some good numbers defensively.
Other than that one missed tackle on the very first series of the game for Tampa Bay, when Cleveland missed the tackle on a 1-yard pass, Pittman goes for 64. It has been not much of an offensive showcase, to say the very least, as we look at it. Cleveland with less than 100 yards of total offense, and you subtract the one big play, and Tampa Bay is right at 100 yards for the half. And as Butch Davis told Bonnie leaving the halftime, the penalties are unacceptable.
40 yards off the 97 gives you only 57-plus yards in the first half against a defense you don't expect to do an awful lot. And by holding Tampa Bay to 10, Cleveland gives itself a chance here in the second half. And, of course, that would be the positive approach that Butch Davis offered his team at halftime.
It's just this, for Butch and his boys, though, you're down to the point now where you can't afford any mistakes. You know, now if your offense makes a mistake and Tampa Bay goes up by 17, now you're really in big trouble.
Dawson's long kick is taken out by Aaron Stecker. Hit at the 20 and breaks a tackle. Oh, almost skipped out. Dragged down about the 29-yard line by Brad Boyer. Let's go to Bonnie.
All right, Dick, well, I asked John Gruden the key to shutting out the Browns in the first half. He said, I thought we could put good pressure on Tim Couch, and when we played the receivers man-to-man, I thought we were able to disrupt their timing offensively. Michael Pittman's 80 yards receiving, he said, well, Tampa's been playing a lot of that, or Cleveland, rather, has been playing a lot of that too deep, and when they do that, we'll throw the ball to Michael between the linebackers, and as long as they keep doing that, so will we.
Love that expression, of that raised eyebrow and those pursed lips of Gruden. Tense. Give it inside to Pittman for 2 or 3. Earl Holmes and others for the tackle.
John Gruden's concession, though, to the Sun here in Florida is to wear that visor all the way through practice and during games and whatnot. John, a fair-skinned guy when we talked to him on Friday. John's got a tan like we've never seen before. You don't get a tan like that in Oakland.
You got all those freckles. You got to draw them together, see what the picture is. inside, and Pittman is crushed by Kennard, Lang and company. Darren Hambrick there as well. Lang played at Washington the last 5 years.
And the Cleveland defense, I think, is just trying to set a tempo here. Maybe if they can force Tampa Bay to get a 3 and out, if they can get them off the field and get their offense out and give them some decent field position, maybe they can create an attitude here that we can get it going on the road, because it was pretty lethargic offensively for Cleveland at half number 1.
And this hot summery day, tropical day, even the crowd not a lot of enthusiasm. There's some noise as Keyshawn Johnson leaps up to embrace a first down at the 45. Fuller and Little in on the tackle.
And in case we didn't see the signal from the officials, Keyshawn provides his own. And Keyshawn, we talked about those 106 receptions last year. He said, I just can't get beat up like that again. Well, here he is again. These are the kind of, he doesn't go down easy. So he's normally hit by 2 guys, and that's what he gets right here. And there's a third lingering around to add a little bit more. When you're a big man and you catch possession receptions, you get worked over by the defense.
With McCardell in motion, Johnson flush from the pocket. He goes down, but so does the flag, as it appeared Lang got a piece of the face mask in making the tackle of the quarterback.
Boy, as a defensive end, and there's Kennard Lang right at the left of your screen, number 96. He's really blocked very well by Walker at the line of scrimmage, and only because Johnson flies out of the pocket does he get in on the play, but you could see where he grabbed the face mask.
Foul, face mask, number 96, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It's the major penalty, 15 to the 39 of Cleveland.
If you grab it and let go of it, but that grab and twist and pull him to the ground, which is what Lang did, that is the 15-yard variety, because, boy, it's awfully easy to injure somebody when you crank their head to one side like that.
So the penalties again. The Achilles of Cleveland today. Michael Pittman. And he is stuffed after a yard, maybe 2 yards. Gerard Warren said it feels good about coming home. He went to high school at Rayford, Florida, about 100 miles to the north of here. And Dad, retired Master Sergeant in the U.S. Army and a retired prison guard. So he said, when I came home, I knew it would be a disciplined situation, that there were rules, and my dad didn't bend a lot.
I wonder if he started to bend when Gerard hit about 300 pounds.
A little. Johnson fires underneath. Keyshawn Johnson. Now the Johnson to Johnson combination. Kevin Bentley, the rookie from Northwestern, he played with the Wildcats last year with Napoleon Harris, the #1 pick of the Oakland Raiders.
See, look at Keyshawn signal back to Brad Johnson. He first inside, then outside, but he's signaling that he's going to run that pattern right there. They both read the Cleveland defense at the line of scrimmage, and that's where, you see, that's where being a veteran football player, communicating with another veteran, it's priceless.
That's good stuff. Third down, a long 2. Johnson underneath to Pittman. Good work by the running back to get the first down at the 26.
Well, it was great work to just catch the ball by Michael Pittman. The ball way behind him as Johnson under pressure, lucky to get this thing away. Warren coming up, but that ball, he was expecting, Michael Pittman was expecting the ball over his outside shoulder. It came over his inside shoulder, so he had to spin back to the inside. We have seen that on a couple occasions today where Michael Pittman has really made something happen that maybe shouldn't have.
First down at the 26. First possession of the second half, and Tampa Bay on the drive, and Aaron Stecker is stuck by Gerard Warren and company. Mark Word also in on the play. Gain of a yard on the play.
A big Gerard was the first guy there. And there's not much happening between the tackle. Of course, neither one of these teams was running the ball effectively coming into today's game. Tampa Bay only for 77 yards a game. See, look at that, 76.8 yards a game, 29th in the league. look at all those rushes for loss, and not against very good defensive teams either. Nobody, one team in the top 10.
Johnson has it knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Alvin McKinley. You saw Warren leave on the last play, and McKinley from Mississippi State replaced him.
That's what you do. You can't get to the quarterback, and Brad Johnson even went over the very top with that ball. Big 6'5" quarterback. I'm sure he wasn't expecting that anybody could get up and get a hand on that.
Ball at the 25. 3rd and 9. Pittman and Alstott in the backfield. Johnson underneath, and it's Pittman to the 16. That's going to be close to a first down. Dalen McCutcheon, the cornerback, down low to trip him up.
Real close. You see there at the top where the marker is right on the 16-yard line. The nose of the ball appears to be on the 16.
And there's the signal from Buccaneer Cove. They sound the cannons whenever in the red zone.
3 shots when you make it into the red zone. That's what we just heard.
There's the Buccaneer ship and the whole Buccaneer Cove, all the concessions there. It's part of the charm here, and they like that. By the nose of the football, a first down.
Look at Butch Davis.
He's not the first one to have that reaction.
No, he's not. And he's just intently looking as to whether or not that was a measurement good enough for a first down by the opposition, and he gets scared out of his wits. He said, I don't like it around here.
Expect that on the touchdown, but not for the red zone. In fact, Davis and others have been so surprised by that reaction. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers press department actually put out a list of when does the cannon go off so that we might all be alerted. Apparently he didn't get the email.
No, Butch did not get the email, and I think if he got, I'm not sure he'll be accepting any emails from Tampa after this. This has been one outstanding drive by the Buccaneers here to start the second half. You've got a 10-0 lead already. I talked earlier about the Cleveland defense wanting to get them off the field. This is a real killer drive by Tampa Bay.
11 plays, over 6 minutes consumed, and Johnson, was he outside the box? No. That's another illegal grounding. Mark Ward was the man in on his back.
The rules read you must have a reasonably good intention or chance of completing a pass to not get called for intentional grounding if you're between the tackles, if you're in the pocket.
And Ward has been productive for the Browns. He has 3 sacks and a couple of forced fumbles this year out of Jacksonville State. He's a product of NFL Europe. Another Miami high school athlete.
See, it's even not so much as there a receiver nearby. The rules state, do you have a reasonable expectation of completing the pass?
Intentional grounding. There was no receiver in the area. The only player on Tampa Bay was number 67. That's a 10-yard penalty plus loss of down. It's 3rd down.
With no receiver and with no intention of completing a pass, there's the great pressure coming in right there. Mark Word all over him, and Brad Johnson just tries to save the yardage and ends up really costing his team, because that's a loss of down penalty as well as the yardage.
But with the sack, it would have been about the same and loss of down, so maybe a couple 3 yards more on the penalty. Here you see using 6 minutes plus already. Now the 12th play coming up.
I think he's consulting with his crew to make sure that they've got the down and distance correct, that it is 3rd down. And that's smart. You don't want to lose track of a down.
And the Bucs need to get inside the 6-yard line for a first down. So it's 3rd and 19. Boy, Boy, that's 100% success. Drives of 10 or more plays, and this one is one of those. They've scored on all 9 previous. Watch out. As a handoff inside and a fumble, and the Browns have recovered. It's Brant Boyer, the linebacker from Arizona, who dives in on the loose ball. Still no signal. No. They're going to say no, that the Buccaneers maintain possession. They say the receiver did not have control. It's just an incomplete pass.
And we've got an injured Cleveland Brown down on the field at the 28-yard line.
That little shovel pass, and Michael Pittman did not have control.
Yep. Bentley in there on the play. Kennard Lang is the injured Cleveland Brown, and he struggles to get up. Look at it one more time from the defensive side of the ball. And the ball is out clearly, but the ruling was that Michael Pittman never had possession of it.
Here, Lang got caught in the wash there. He was trying to get back, and that's when the incomplete pass occurred, and with a scramble, someone fell on his leg.
Lang really looks to be hurting, having to support himself on the training staff getting off the field.
So the field goal team out for Tampa Bay, and Martin Gramatica will try a 43-yard field goal. He made good from 33 earlier. Blocked. And a loose ball. A live ball that's kicked out of bounds. Anthony Henry blocked it, and 4 flags fly. You can't kick it out of bounds.
You can't kick it out of bounds.
That will add to the Cleveland Brown field position. We'll take it out around midfield. Anthony Henry, a human ball magnet, is the way Butch Davis describes number 37, who had 10 interceptions in his rookie year, and he was in to block that kick of Gramatica.
Well, Gramatica was afraid that one of the Cleveland Browns was going to pick it up and run for a touchdown, and I guess that rather than falling on the ball, he just reverted to a soccer background, and we have a plethora of yellow on the field.
Yeah, that one didn't fool anyone. They all saw it. And Henry, with a big special teams play, able to dive in from the corner and block.
What they're talking about right now, I would assume, is they're trying to figure out from where to assess the penalty. Exactly where was Gramatica when he kicked the ball? Where did the ball end up? They've got some yardage housekeeping to do here to try to figure out where to put it.
So 33-yard line here.
All right, this is where we're going to see the block. Right, the ball is blocked right at the line of scrimmage. It was a very low kick by Gramatica.
And now it's at
illegal kicking the ball.
39-yard line.
On the kicking team. That penalty is declined. Cleveland will take the result of the play. First down. Timeout.
So with 8:23 left in the third, Butch Davis's Browns get the ball.
I taught her a new one this morning.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by October 24th.
You are now free to move about the country.
I didn't know seagulls said help. I thought they said caw. Maybe caw means help in seagull. Flying is cool.
Zoning out. No, not cool. A risky side effect of hunger. Keep a Snickers bar handy.
Packed with peanuts, caramel, and chocolate.
Hey, a clamshell.
Snickers, don't let hunger happen to you.
I'm a food truck man. That's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries. I don't compromise. I'd rather walk 10 miles and beat down on my luck than ride around a block in another kind of pickup truck. If you see me on the highway in a left-hand lane, lost on a back road in a driving rain, up past the timberline. doubt my king of the mountains built Ford tubs.
Eli Manning and Ole Miss crash into the tie as they continue their drive to be the best in the SEC West. A wild SEC showdown next Saturday on CBS.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
So at the spot where Gramatica kicked it forward out of bounds is where Cleveland takes it. So not only is there no penalty, Gramatica is rewarded for kicking the ball illegally out of bounds. And breaking out is William Green, and he was one defensive player away from making that a long gainer. So Green has had some encouraging runs in this game, a man they're waiting to erupt. Ryan Kelly tripped him up after a gain of 5.
I guess Cleveland had no choice there, Dick, and if they would have enforced the penalty, I guess Tampa Bay would have gotten 4th down over again, because the penalty happened during the course of a play on 4th down. It would have been, I guess it would have been 4th down again. So that's the only way to guarantee Cleveland getting possession of the ball.
Even after a missed field goal.
Yeah.
I'm still puzzled. Couch down the middle for the tight end, incomplete to Mark Campbell. First one thrown to the tight end from the University of Michigan, Shelton Quarles, staying with him.
And when you said staying with him, Dick, we're talking about staying with him in his hip pocket. Shelton Quarles, and again, speed. Tampa Bay defense, speed. That's all we're talking about. The middle linebacker just stride for stride with that tight end. And it looked to me like if they'd have run 150 yards, he'd have still been in Campbell's hip pocket.
3rd down and 5. Pocket collapses and down goes Couch. Anthony McFarland, one of those, and I think Sapp was right there shoulder to shoulder, the 2 inside tackles.
Now this looks like we've shown up for an episode and a taping of Dance Fever. McFarland puts his moves, and out of the pack comes Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp actually the first one to Tim Couch. McFarland was just the first one up to start celebrating. But Warren Sapp was actually the first guy to wrap up Tim Couch.
Gardaki's punt, and that's off the side of his foot. A terrible kick goes out of bounds at the Tampa Bay 43-yard line. And a timeout with 7 minutes, 3 seconds left in the third. 10-0 Tampa.
Introducing the totally new 2003 Ford Expedition. Now you can achieve maximum inner space within seconds. With exclusive powerful third-row seats that fold flat at the touch of a button. The totally new 2003 Ford Expedition. It has no equal. It has no boundaries.
I am a soldier. An army of one. Even though I'm a part of the strongest army in the world, I am my own force. And when it comes to me and my team, every link in the chain is strong. I am Sergeant First Class Brian Berkeybout, and you can see my strength.
Happy birthday, sweetheart.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew you'd like chocolate cake.
Yes, I will marry you.
What?
I love it.
Oh, wow.
I'm engaged.
We're engaged.
I'm so surprised.
And I'm like, I'm the one that's surprised.
How long you been dating?
2 weeks.
Life is best told over a great-tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
Hold on. Talk to her. She's excited.
Hey, hi, Mom.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. Hager, innovators of comfort fit waist pants. And by Ford, no boundaries.
You can see from our camera lens a very light sprinkle falling now here at Raymond James Stadium. After a 24-yard punt, Tampa Bay will start from their 43-yard line.
And that rain probably feels refreshing to the Cleveland defense, which has been out on the field this entire third quarter so far after that last 12-play drive by Tampa Bay. They didn't get much chance to catch their breath.
Brad Johnson off play action, looks down the middle, has Keyshawn. And Johnson finally tackled at the 37-yard line by Dalen McCutcheon.
It all starts up front. You see Dalen McCutcheon is still down on the ground, but look how they jam the Cleveland defensive line right at the line of scrimmage. Brad Johnson has a wonderful view of the field, and against the Cleveland zone, finding spots in the middle is Keyshawn Johnson. And McCutcheon, you see, making the tackle, actually gets hit by his own teammate, Ben Taylor. And McCutcheon has to leave the field. You see that so many times, Dick, a defensive player gets hurt because he got hit by another defensive player.
And speaking of the defense of the Browns, Kennard Lang, we saw him limp off sprained ankle, doubtful if he'll return. Well, 4 catches now for and a first down at the 36. Michael Pittman. Big opening to the 21. 15 more. And a flag down after the tackle. Boy, that Browns defense does look weary.
On a defensive side of the ball, Dick, these are the times that try men's souls. And this helps a lot as far as Cleveland is concerned.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 71, Tampa Bay. This foul occurred after the play was over. It would force 15 yards, and it'll be a first down and 10 for Tampa Bay.
Now that's the good news for Tampa, is that they'll go ahead and a dead ball foul, which means they get the result of the play, which gives them a first down. Kerry Jenkins called for making a late hit, cleaning somebody off the pile, and the NFL said this is something we're really going to crack down on this year.
First and 10 at the 36.
There he, watch him right in the middle. He comes flying over the pile and barely grazes Devin Bush. Ooh, that was that's a little ticky-tack there.
Brad Johnson underneath. A quick hitter and complete to Kevin Keenan McCardell, and Ben Taylor right there with a tackle. Well, he was called the Great One, and now see how Jackie Gleason took every chance and broke every rule to create one of the greatest shows of all time, The Honeymooners. Everybody loves Raymond. Emmy Award winner Brad Garrett stars in the world premiere movie Gleason. That's tonight at 9/8 Central on CBS.
I loved Jackie Gleason.
So did I. And he, of course, lived here in Florida, a big sports fan. Michael Pittman takes a pop. Keeps on driving. It's a little in there from a safety spot to make the hit, but not until Pittman has picked up another Tampa Bay first down.
Just, talking, Dick, about for a defensive football team like the Browns right now, they're getting no help from their offense. They know that it's a long, hot day here in southern Florida, but somehow they have got to find a way to keep Tampa Bay out of the end zone, because at this point, the way their offense is playing, you got to think to yourself that if the Tampa Bay team goes up by 17, you just wonder if that's not an insurmountable lead, even though it doesn't sound like that much.
Johnson scurries to the right, throws incomplete to Aaron Stecker. And going back to that last graphic, you saw Pittman has outgained the entire Cleveland team with his yardage, 47 on 13 carries plus 95 yards on 5 receptions. And Kennard Lang back in, despite that sore ankle, was putting pressure on Johnson. And B squared, what do you have?
Well, Dick, you mentioned Kennard Lang just went back in the game. They put a splint on that sprained right ankle, heavily taped him. I'm surprised he's back in because he was limping very heavily on the sidelines, but he's going to give it a go.
All right, thanks, Bunny. And Dalen McCutcheon, the word is a sprained elbow for him. On 2nd and 10. Under pressure, gets it off to Allstott. And Henry does a good job of dragging down the powerful 250-pound fullback of the Buccaneers.
And Brad Johnson did a heck of a job getting rid of that ball. And there go the 3 shots for the red zone. But Gerard Warren was right in his face. And Michael Allstott is just the relief guy, and Brad Johnson knew where to look when he had trouble, but right up the middle, yeah, there comes Gerard Warren, and he just lands right. That's a big load to land on top of Brad Johnson.
Yeah, 320 pounds plus. Third and a short 2. Johnson throws incomplete to Allstott. Well covered by Corey Fuller.
Now he threw that ball away. But he made sure that he threw it into the ground close to somebody on his own team.
Well, a moral victory here for the Browns defense, as you pointed out. A field goal keeps them within 2 touchdowns. And Gramatica blocked on his last 43-yard attempt, made good from 30.